Come on, let's have a really good 3-wood. No, 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 no. Or you've been told that hybrids are loads easier than a fairway wood, and yet it's just along the floor and it's gone nowhere again. So how would you like to hit your fairway woods and hybrids better than ever? Well, if so, you're in luck, because that's what today's video is all about. So yesterday I did a video about whether I should be hitting 7-wood or 3 hybrid. And it didn't just mean 7-wood and 3 hybrid. It gave, hopefully you guys watching, different understanding of maybe which club works best. And I've loved the reaction to the video and had some great comments. But a comment that came out a huge amount, which I probably didn't take into consideration doing the video, was a lot of golfers have been saying, well, that's absolutely awesome, but I can't hit fairway woods or hybrids, so it actually makes no difference. So that made me think, right, let's do a video today on helping you understand how, technique-wise, to deliver fairway woods and hybrids to hit them better, but also as an added little bonus, maybe help you understand that having the right equipment can also make it much, much easier. But just before we get on to the main content of the video, if you're new down to my channel, welcome down to Ali Taylor Golf. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. If you're watching today's video and you're enjoying it and you don't currently subscribe, I'd love you to hit the button below, ring the notification bell, then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. But for now, let's find out how to hit those and those better than ever. Right, so like I said, you're probably one of those golfers, if you're watching this video, who has got that love-hate relationship with their fairway woods and their irons. But I'm going to break it into 2 parts. I'm going to talk technique for the first part, and then a little bit about equipment towards the end. Now, what I would say is, if you get the technique wrong, the equipment is going to make no difference. But if you get the technique right, you're going to hit each fairway wood or hybrid as well as you can. The equipment bit will then help you understand, is the equipment wrong? And then you're compensating for the equipment to try and give you a decent result. So I'm going to start off with 3-wood. I'll hit some 3 hybrids as well. But I've also got a 7-wood and a 7 hybrid just to kind of explain when we get into equipment where you might see the benefit of a little bit more loft or a lot more loft. So I think the misconception for a lot of golfers with woods, and it definitely moves into hybrids, is what they are trying to do as they hit the ball, particularly when the ball's on the floor. So if we look face on, a lot of golfers are quite aware that they need to get the ball maybe slightly forward of centre, and they want to feel, they've been told, that they're getting the club to kind of sweep the ball away or even pick the ball off the top of the ground. Now, I think straight away that's where massive issue, and that's going to cause a huge problem with how you strike the golf ball. So what we are looking for, whenever the golf ball is on the floor, we're looking for that club head to be travelling down into impact. So I'm not talking about you trying to hit down on the ball. I definitely don't want you to hit down on the golf ball. But the simplest form of your golf swing is that club moves in an arc around your circle. And I've discussed this in the past, that at some point the club is travelling down, it reaches its lowest point and then travels back up. So what we're looking to do is get our lowest point after the golf ball. Now, obviously when we work with irons, shortest irons, the ball's very much in the centre. And I do agree, as the clubs get longer, the ball can move slightly further forward. So the key is that when we get to the top of our backswing, we start with our weight 50-50, maybe slightly front foot, but the weight moves into our trail foot, and then we very quickly shift into our lead leg, which moves our low point in front of the golf ball. So when the ball's in the middle of your stance, as you get that shift across, it makes the low point quite a long way ahead, and the club would be moving down a lot into the ball. So as you move that ball further forward, we're still looking to shift left and get that low point ahead, but the ball will be nearer to the low point. Therefore, the club will be coming in, still down, but more shallow, which is great because these clubs haven't got too much loft on them. So the first thing I think you need to do with fairway woods, hybrids, and 3-wood, I think for most golfers is the most exaggerated, is you need to have some practice swings and get used to, first of all, touching the floor and touching the floor in front of where the golf ball would be. So you'd set up to swing, and that definitely there would have been maybe 2-3 inches ahead. Now that feels really easy. So then what you've got to say is, okay, can I still do that? Focus on getting my low point ahead. And I'm doing that like I would with my irons, that from the top of my swing, almost before your arms are getting to the top, you're already shifting, pushing down into that lead foot, and that's going to improve our angle of attack. And we're going to see on TrackMan here, hopefully the ball launch a little bit higher because I'm hitting it high on the club face and get the ball going. So we're going to get there, set up, and really focus on getting that low point ahead. And we can see there, I got my low point 1.7 inches ahead. The club was moving down 1.4 degrees, launched at 12.3 degrees, carried 233. But the problem for a lot of golfers is, first of all, they've been told to sweep it. So they start getting that low point too near the golf ball or even behind the golf ball. Now, it's never great when you hit behind the ball. So golfers then miss the ground, swing up, and that's where we hit it incredibly low on the face, and thin it or top it. And a lot of golfers really struggle with that. So we can see that was, I'll say simple with the 3-wood. Not easy, because nothing's ever easy. I want the exact same concept with the 3 hybrid. Now, because it's got a little bit more loft in it, I might not play it quite as far forward. Therefore, if my low point is still in the same place, I should see the club move down, maybe a little bit more. Obviously, see a little bit more launch angle with this, but same idea, get that low point ahead of the golf ball. And we can see there, low point was 2.3 inches ahead. Therefore, the club was moving down 2.2 degrees, launched at 12.9, carried over to 10. So definitely, as soon as you can get that understanding that we want to get that low point ahead of the golf ball, it gets the club moving down, gets the club leaning forward a little bit, and then presenting slightly higher off the club face, which will give you that much better strike. Now, that's technique. And I would say if you're watching this video, that might not be completely new information to you. You might look at that and say, yeah, come on, Ali, I've heard this before. If you've heard it before, first of all, why aren't you managing to maintain it? And this is where it could be an equipment issue. So let's say, for example, 3-wood. So my 3-wood for this video has got 14.5 degrees of loft on it. And we could see I actually de-lofted that. So because the low point was in front, I was getting more there at impact. Now that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world for me personally, because I generate some decent club head speed and with good contact, good ball speed. So the ball can continue on that trajectory for a while. But let's say, for example, you're somebody who swings a little bit slower than that. So you're going to set up, as we've discussed, with your nice 14.5 degree 3-wood. You're going to really focus on shifting towards the target and try and get that low point ahead. Okay, so 9 degrees launch. A long way forward with that low point. But we can see a very flat trajectory at 37 feet peak height, only carrying 160. So not huge. And I think if you're a golfer then who hits his irons maybe double that height, as good as that shot might look, your brain's going, should be hitting it higher. Got to get the ball more in the air. And for me, there's only 2 ways golfers get more loft at impact. One, which again could be you, is as they swing into impact, they leave the club looking more to the right, but then obviously that's where that slice, push slice comes in. Or as they come down, they don't shift forward, they hang back, and that's again where that low point becomes behind the golf ball. So this could be something that you might not even be conscious of. You've just ripped one there, 161 carry, your brain's saying, right, I want this one to go higher. Oof, I've turned that one into 15 degrees launch. Oh. But my low point was behind the golf ball, so I've hit the ground first, and I've lost all my speed on that one. So then the danger is that creeps in, doesn't it? And, you know, before you comment below, please feel free to comment anyway, a lot of golfers will say, yeah, but when I'm on that tee or I'm on a fluffy lie, I get some amazing shots. But as soon as the ball sits up like that, really the ball's in the air. So you can get that low point behind, get the club travelling up and hit great shots. But you can't be doing that when you get your 3 hybrid, for example, and you're trying to get it in the air. And there we go, I've got a little bit more launch angle. Over 2.5 inches behind the ball. And I just cannot hit good shots like that. So this is where maybe, potentially, a bit of equipment change comes in. So if you're somebody who has a 3-wood in your bag and, like I said, love-hate, you'd love to hit it well, but you hate the fact that you can't hit it well off the floor, it might be worth you trying, instead of your 3-wood, something like a 5-wood, a 7-wood, or a 9-wood. Because all that extra loft on the club there inspires you to be able to trust the loft on the club and to be able to get that low point back ahead of the golf ball. So even if you are that golfer who swings a little bit slower, we can see there I've got my low point 4.3 inches behind. I've really de-lofted the 7-wood, but it still carried 177 yards. And I see with so many golfers that when you put that extra loft in their hand, they're suddenly able to get that low point ahead, get the club traveling down. And it's amazing then when you hit a few good shots, that little bit more confidence creeps in. You're a bit more relaxed, you're able to swing a bit quicker. Still got that nice launch angle, low point ahead, and then all of a sudden 215 yards carry. But like I said, it has to start with correct understanding and then good technique to deliver the club appropriately, whether it's fairway wood or hybrid. And then if you have got a very straight-faced hybrid or straight-faced fairway wood, that when you put a good swing on it, doesn't go the distance it should, the equipment's wrong. You know, and I think golf's hard enough when the equipment makes it easier for you. If the equipment's making it tougher, I'm not saying go out and buy a new fairway wood, but a lot of golfers carry 3-wood and 5-wood and persist with 3-wood when 5-wood would work so much better. But get the technique right, get the equipment right, and then start hitting your fairway woods and hybrids better than ever. Right then, so you can see for some of you golfers out there, the initial change will be not trying to sweep the ball away, still allowing that low point to be ahead of the golf ball so that the club travels down into impact and you actually present some loft to the golf ball. And for most of you watching, that in itself will transform the way you hit your fairway woods and hybrids. But there will be that select few that equipment bit that we covered at the end about has the equipment actually got enough loft to allow you to do that will be the little cherry on top of the cake. Maybe even the cherry on top of the icing on top of the cake. But if you put everything I've spoken about into practice today, I guarantee you're going to hit your fairway woods and hybrids better than ever. And certainly for that advancing it down the hole or shots into the green, it just makes it so much more fun when you can hit these well. So guys, hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, like it and share it, comment below and I'll get back to as many people as I can. If you've enjoyed today's video and you don't currently subscribe, I'd love you to hit the button below, ring the notification bell, and then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here soon. Stay in contact.